So, what's the crack, lads? Today I'm going to talk about the best way to warm up for a game of Warzone since the Cold War integration. Ordinarily what I do is, I go down to the bottom of the main menu in Cold War, Custom Games, usually put it on Nuketown because it's a smaller map, bots and players, I'd add max bots, bot settings, put them down to Recruit, the easiest one. The reason you put it on easy is you're not trying to react to players here with this, you're just trying to get your shooting and your aiming on point. Then edit game rules, settings, player, I'd put the health up to 200. Get it close to that Warzone feel. Then you mess around with the settings, the rest of the settings however you like. Score streaks, you can turn them off. Field upgrades, lethals, you could do things like headshots only. You can heighten the win condition so the game goes on longer. So once you've figured out the settings that you like, you can save the mode to come back into whenever you like. Change the name. I'll just save this as Warzone Warmup. Save. So then create a class and put on a custom class that you're going to use in Warzone. I'd usually go Lawbreaker, Overkill, to have the two guns, an SMGA or whatever your class is for Warzone, whether it be an AR and a sniper. Put on Lawbreaker so you only have 5 attachments, which is how it is in Warzone, and then keep the lethals simple, like use whatever you use if you can. I'll usually just leave a stim shot, and I use Semtex in Warzone, so I leave that on. Field upgrade, you can put on assault pack in case you run out of ammo, and the rest is up to you. And then go play, start the game up. Usually just run around and practice your aim. The bots are really bad, they're not going to put up a fight. I like to go into this mode, I like to practice my hip fire in this mode because you get much more time to try and kill them. You can try and work on your headshots. And the bots are incredibly bad, they're not going to kill you. So, the obvious problem here is Cold War handles very differently to Warzone and Modern Warfare. And Warzone runs off of the Modern Warfare engine. So ordinarily I'd go into Warzone with this. I made a video about that. I'll leave a link in the description. It's worth watching because I go into greater detail about how I play to warm up. And if you've got Modern Warfare, this might be the option for you. But if you want to practice with Cold War guns, you've got no good options really. If you play in Cold War, you don't have tactical sprint, the sliding is different, the whole mechanics is different, you can't mount. It's just a very different feeling game. So even if you warm up here, and your sensitivity will be different, even if you put them on the same settings that they were in this, it's very hard to get them exactly right. So the best way really is to warm up in Modern Warfare in a bot lobby, because everything's the same, the sensitivity, the feel, the sliding, the mounting, the tactical sprint. But you can't warm up with Cold War guns. And if you want a Cold War loadout for Warzone, which most people do now, try something new, you can't. It's a real pity. But I have a workaround that's pretty good for the time being. And that workaround is, unfortunately, to jump into a game of Resurgence. Now, Plunder is also a good option. Resurgence Trios, it's a shorter game mode. It's like Warzone, but you keep respawning. If you've got a couple of mates that are willing to jump in with you, you will get into much more gunfights if you want, quicker, and if you die, you get respawned. It's against real players, so it's going to be harder than a bot lobby, obviously. But if you don't have Cold War or Modern Warfare, this is a good option, because you can't do a custom game in just Warzone. Or if you've just got Cold War and you want to warm up on the Warzone mechanics, the Modern Warfare mechanics, this is a good option. You could drop into Plunder either. The problem with Resurgence Trios is they remove that playlist every now and again. So you could drop into Plunder, which is another way of warming up, but Plunder games are long and most people don't want to do that. One good game of Resurgence Trios is a good warm-up. But yeah, we're kind of in a tricky spot here. The Warzone integration has been rough. If you know a better way of warming up with the Cold War guns for Warzone, please let me know, because I would love to know, just to do it myself to warm up. And let me know what you think of the Cold War integration so far. I'm not that happy with it. I just did a video on how the Cold War update broke my PlayStation 4, which it did. But other than that, just this week alone, I've had 3 games where a stimmer has won the game. I'm the last man standing, and I just died to storm damage because they're often the storm somewhere stimming. Plus, the Cold War guns didn't make it into Warzone clean. None of the attachments do what they're supposed to do. It's been a mess. What do you think of the Cold War integration so far? So like I said, I'll leave a link below to the Modern Warfare warm-up I do. It's worth watching even if you don't have Modern Warfare, because I just go through my tactics and how I warm up, how I think is the best way to warm up before a game of Warzone. If you like the video, please. I just hit 150 subscribers as well, so any subscription is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. By the way, I messed up the first recording. The microphone was off my left and the audio came up real bad. So when I said I'm going to sit down and re-record, I poured myself a blasphemy. Poured myself a nice pint of the black stuff. Don't tell anyone I put that in a Heineken glass, please.